you. My phone just ran out
simply
of data, so I can't check the chat either. So I can't talk to chat.
I'm on it.
people.
Yes,
Okay.
Steph, your hair's nice too.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Steph's got very nice.
She was being so
Brilliant.
subtle, just like
There's only so
Excuse
much
me,
more voguing I can do until someone pays me a compliment.
For the record, I used new shampoo this morning.
Oh,
What flavour is it?
Well, does anybody really bother looking?
yeah.
Although
I
I did want you.
Such a manly response. Oh, I don't know. It says shampoo on the
Head and
bottle.
shoulders
It
straight
says
one. To the whole
the
body.
tears of my enemies. Yeah.
Yeah. I also
did-
watched
I did-
Thomas.
Mikey
It's all
made
the
himself
same
laugh.
thing.
You could. I noticed you can buy.
I did want.
God.
I
We
did
haven't
want
even
you.
officially started.
Let's move on.
my mate was really proud because he bought whiskey and like smoke soap, and I went, but that's the reason why you shower, is to get that
rid of
smell off
the-
you.
Like, he's had a bath in order to smell like he needs a bath.
You
Yeah.
smell like you've been working down a pit.
I once used a shower gel called Let's get ready to flamingo. Let's get ready to flamingo.
I thought you said let's get ready for fungal, and I was really
I thought you said
confused.
fungal as well.
I thought he said fumble. I was like,
It was one specifically for the bath.
It was.
Where's the
Make
soap?
sure
Yes,
you
it
wash
does.
everywhere. Yeah.
Right, should we start?
I accidentally
Yeah.
I it's on Amazon. And I thought I bought one pack, like one single shower gel, and I bought a pack of 18 of them.
Oh no! Hope you like that flavour.
I'm down by one bottle so far.
Mm.
Am I the only one who just uses shower gel? I don't bother with the shampoo and stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then again, you have to, like when I had hair your length though, there was no point.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, to be fair, that's
Men have it so much easier than women. Like, because you have one bottle that you then use everything all over, whereas women need
What?
like 16 different creams just for their elbow.
Do you need that though, or have you been told you need that?
Well, you know what? I'm told, and then everyone else does it, and I don't like peer pressure.
Right. So all I'm hearing is that you don't know that you need that.
Right, okay, but advertisers all do the same for men.
Yeah, we.
Like, just use this, you'll be fine. And then advertisers for women go, you mean you're not using 16 different products? Are you even a woman?
That's
And then I get panicking.
What about your serum?
It's getting a bit strange for men now. It's like, if you go on YouTube, you're bombarded with adverts for these manscaping things that they've now got specific razors and stuff
yeah,
to do
Dave.
with
It is.
But that's because we just don't want you to use the same one.
Yeah,
on
that's
your
why.
face. That's fucking gross.
It is advisable to have a different one for your balls and your face. Just saying.
Okay.
Because and also label them.
Yeah.
John T's just said I'm a little quiet. Might be a bit tough then. I might be a little quiet tonight. I'm not entirely sure what I could do about that. Oh, Neely.
Beamsy's here. Hi, Beamsy.
Hi, Beam.
Hi, Beamsy.
Hi, Beamsy.
Should we fucking do this because we're already 15 minutes late?
We need to start this.
Yay!
So
I mean,
I'll
what's
just get
time,
closer to the mic.
really?
Right. Okay. We'll go.
Don't do that because you look like you're giving yourself a blowjob.
Hang on, I looked away. Go back.
It's not possible. It's not possible, and it's not for the
Marilyn
want of
Manson
trying.
does it.
A friend of mine in primary school, a friend of mine from primary school, he has got every winter, he gets a really bad back because when he was 15, he tried it and then pulled a muscle in his back. And that happens every single year now. So that's him reminded every 12 months that, yep,
But he tried.
he's damaged his back permanently by trying to lick his own bell end.
Let me tell you right now, you do not want to fuck with the intercostal muscles. The intercostal muscles are not your friend.
Is that how you hurt yours?
Just like all of them, really.
I
but
slipped
yeah.
the disc.
Can I just query why every winter?
Oh, because it gets cold.
The cold gets in it.
Right. Oh, right. Okay.
It's not that every winter he tries again.
It's just like a ghost of
Anniversary.
a memory.
Year 21. Still can just about do it.
Oh, it's December 1st. You know what that means? Oh, God, why?
For God's sake. Right.
Haven't even started yet.
No, we haven't started yet. But can I just
like a
say,
kinky daylight saving thing.
can I just say, I've just got my microphone sorted, so that should be better now.
Yay!
I'll tell you what, that was a bit of chaos for first.
What a palaver.
Should we start again?
Yeah.
Right. Hello!
Hello!
We ain't even got past that bit yet.
We haven't even done hello yet.
Right, it's Stories from the Smoke Room. What we're doing tonight, because it's another lock-in, and we're already 20 minutes late, is we're basically doing a show and tell. So we've all brought something, and we're going to tell the story behind it. What? What have I done?
No, you haven't done anything. I just did a very suggestive, like, mouth over my straw, and then Hannah did it back to me, and then we got the giggles. And because mine looks like a penis, it looks even funnier.
Right. Behave.
This is why you don't drink beer through a straw.
Can you not do fellatio with the straws, please?
We're not. We're just having fun time.
To Steph. Right, going first.
You're welcome, Steph.
Hannah Platts, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Hannah, what have you got for us?
So, it's show and tell. So I thought I would show you.
Oh no.
Right, it's extremely cursed. It's very cursed. So if bad luck befalls you after viewing it, it is my fault. It's this. I don't know if you can get the full horror of it.
It looks like a prototype of Morph.
Yeah.
Is it nosy? It's nosy bomb.
Where they went. Shall we do this? No.
I was going to hold it up like a YouTube influencer holds up their body lotion, like.
That looks homemade.
Yes. So what it is.
That's the most middle class insult I've ever heard. It looks
Now,
made.
How old was your child when they made that? Oh, that's nice.
I was 20 when I made it. Now, let me tell you, this part of it here, so if you can just see there's a lip there, this is a cast of my actual face, right?
Were you
Were you having a bad nose day?
Were you having a bad skin day? What the?
So what it was, I just love it because it's so horrible.
I think I'm starting
Right.
to realise why you're single.
I mean,
There are
that's
so
mean.
many more reasons.
That's really mean. Apologise.
So basically, when I was at university, one of my modules was on Commedia dell'arte, which you might know is the improvised Italian, like 14th century. Everybody wears masks. We had a lecturer he was
Sorry,
a
folks.
doctor of what?
It's all right.
He
I'm
was-
having loads of problems with my microphone.
Okay.
So
That's
yeah,
a lot.
carry on. Sorry, I'm trying to fix that while this is going on.
So he was a doctor of Commedia dell'arte. It was his like life. He'd like been to Naples and studied it. He had a load of masks that we would use in the lessons, and it was going to culminate in us going out into the town and being those drama people who just
Whoa.
do improvised mask work at unsuspecting shoppers.
I like the use of the word "at" there, not for.
them.
At
Oh,
them.
they don't want it. It wasn't for them. It was at them, in spite of them, if you will. and so bless his heart as well, because he unfortunately died a year after I'd left uni.
After seeing your mask.
Because of the
He
mask.
died in very
First
tragic
mask.
circumstances, so that's not funny. But the no, don't make me laugh. He thought it would be a great idea if we. So what his prized possession was this mask that was formed off his own face by like a master like craftsman in Naples, and he thought that it would be good for our end of year like project that we would all make a cast of our faces and make a mask that would exactly fit our face for our character. Now, obviously, I chose the character of the witch because of who I am.
Because
as a person,
Tory.
Fair enough.
right? Because goth.
Because Tory.
So we. What the fuck have Tories got to do with witches?
Yeah,
I
the
mean, where
I
do you want us to start?
Yeah, I was going to say
Okay.
Margaret Thatcher.
but
I'd get burned.
like, no, you're all thinking, why is everyone's impression of witches so negative?
Yeah. Anyway, so we trailed over to the art campus, which was a separate building down the road from the main bit of uni. And he's just arranged for us to go there and make casts of our face with no supervision or help.
Did
He was like,
include
just get in pairs.
Did he include
What?
lots of Naples paraphernalia, like it was a theme night on?
Like he was pretending. Yeah, probably. To be fair, yeah.
Isn't it an Italian tradition to make like death masks and stuff?
Yeah, that
like,
is a
out
thing
of
as well.
casts of your own fat.
I could do that from this. Yeah. So
I wouldn't
what it
say
was?
that. If that's your death mask, you will. It's not good.
Yeah.
No, from what's underneath, that's my actual face under there. Look, that's my chin.
Hannah, I'm a bit scared.
Can you clip that, please, Johnson?
Bearing in mind that when I watched the others at 12, I didn't sleep for 3 weeks.
No, this is fine because this is me, really.
But you
So-
said it was cursed.
I mean, look at it. It's
God,
cursed.
really
Look at the
great.
forehead wrinkles.
It's part Vulcan. Klingon.
This is the
Fuck it.
oil.
Damn it.
The oil on that. So yeah, I just covered my whole head in
I wondered
this
where
shit
that was going
with
then.
2 little straws sticking out my nose. But the first thing you have to cover your whole face in Vaseline.
I was
So
going to
that's
say, tell me you prepped your face.
Yeah, Vaseline. Chuck all of this like plaster stuff on it, and then I've got a thing of my face.
Can I
And
just
they're
say,
all-
if you're going to do this now, don't put straws up your nose.
Yeah,
Because there's been instances where people have like knocked the bottom of the straw by accident and kind of
shit,
gone,
that's very bad.
yeah.
Don't
So,
do that.
Don't do that.
Well,
Don't
that's-
try this at home. Don't try this at home, please. We don't need 2 of these. So
remember that?
yeah,
Do you remember that college course I mentioned? I feel like I'm having flashbacks to my own presentations on that course. Where it's like, here's a sculpture of a lapwing I made.
well, I had great hopes for this because my face actually came out pretty well under here, which you can't see. My friend told me that it looked like a bit of rubble you might see in Rome. It looked like a bit of statue that had been dropped somewhere. And I was like, that's the best compliment anyone's ever paid me. Probably says more about my life than my... But anyway, I was like, this is going to be great. I'm going to make the most grotesque witch mask. It's going to be wonderful. So I got the clay and I made this. But what I didn't do was put any Vaseline on the face before I built the clay on it. So this is attached forever. Unless I destroy it. And I couldn't bring myself to destroy it because look at it. It's horrible.
Perhaps that's how
But
the
look at the
curse is
nostril.
broken.
Look at the nostrils.
Could
What the
you please explain why it's cursed?
Look at it.
Do I have to do any more explanation than just hold this here?
Okay.
This is
No,
the
Oh,
legacy.
no, don't, Hannah, it's looking at me.
This is the legacy
I
of
feel
her
that.
doctor tutor. This is
but the other story that I wanted to tell about it relates to him. So bless his heart. He died, and a few of us went to the funeral. About 3 or 4 of us went, and it was in this like beautiful little church in Lewisham that's like round and so like very echoey, but like the acoustics are really good in there, and it's all like tiled. It's like beautiful little tiny church.
You didn't take the masks, did you?
No.
Good God.
We no, but it was like a really sad. Like his mum was there and she came to talk to us, and she was like really kind of like emotional, and like his best friend had come over from America and did this amazing eulogy, like one of the best ones I'd ever heard. We were like, oh yeah. And then afterwards we were all just kind of standing at the back, and his mum came over to us and was like, you can sign the condolence book, like that would be really nice. And we were like, oh yeah, of course. So we were waiting, like queuing sort of to sign the book, when this other girl who was the same age as us, so like blended in with me and my like 2 or 3 friends had gone, and she got up to the condolence book, took a red nose out of her pocket, put it on, took out a kazoo and played a tune, and I use the term loosely, which bounced off the tiled walls of this chapel.
That's the positives of live music, though, isn't it?
And we were like, oh God, because she looked like she was with us. And she was like, she sort of turned around and everyone was just looking at her like... And she was like, oh, Steve once told me this story about how there was this famous clown, and at his funeral, everybody, like, you know, wore red noses and, like, threw pies at each other. And we were like, does she have a pie? Does she have a pie?
Please tell me. Please tell me someone looked at that and went, Steve?
Yeah, you're in the wrong place. It was the weird. We were all like, I want to laugh, but I can't laugh. But also, this is awful, but I don't know how to feel. We were all just kind of backing out of there, like, this is fine. I'm just gonna. I'll be over here. It was weird. So yeah, this is my cursed object, which is got my face underneath this horrible witch, which can never be revealed again unless I break the witch, and I feel like that would anger the witch. So now it has to live with me forever.
Well, the one thing I do really, I mean, I appreciate a lot of things about that mask, but the one thing that sort of sticks out to me is the fact that the forehead, it looks like a perfectly swirled, like, top of an ice cream. The texture in it.
It's got a touch of Viennetta about it.
Like a sort of.
It's got something Viennetta about it. Is that what you said?
It's got a touch of
Viennetta about it.
That's. Thank you, Hannah.
Welcome.
I'm in for a terrible night because I can tell. My volume just keeps doing this. It keeps automatically adjusting, and I don't know why.
Oh, no.
But we'll carry on. Hannah Platts, right. Coming up next, Adam, what you got for us?
So I've got a book which I think is very interesting. It's a book by a man called James A. Yanis, published by Trafford. Other books by James, before I show you the book, other books by James is Astonishing Investment, Facts and Wisdom, and Astonishing Conservative Thoughts, Facts, and Humour. In order to explain why I got this book, I have to explain a couple other things as well. But the book is from 2009, Collectible Spoons of the Third Reich.
Right.
Clip that, please, John. Clip that, please, John.
Each one, this is Ava Brown's. We'll go through it all quite nicely, with a lovely butterfly design there, and of course, each one's got its own little write-up about the history. This one is one of the early...
Is there any provenance for that spoon?
One of the early essay spoons there. And my personal favourite, and I'll come on to why it's my personal favourite, is the one from the SS Depths Head division. What I love, first of all, is the fact that why does each army battalion have its own spoon? But in order to explain that, I've got to explain why I own the Panther Tank Haynes manual, this stick grenade, Erwin Rommel's biography, Erwin Rommel's written memoirs, this book about Hitler, which has been carved out to have a hip flask on it, the hip flask of which has a quote by Hitler on it, and this 1935 edition of Mein Kampf, and this is a copy of the Communist Manifesto I own, this is the one I read more.
Can I go?
So let me explain why these exist.
I just want to say, just once, you all called me a Tory for making a mask out of my face that looks a bit like a witch.
That's really Tory.
Yeah, and now we've discovered that Adam is a Nazi sympathiser.
No, I think you'll find again the Communist Manifesto. So I'm just going to leave that in the background where everyone can see it the whole way through the conversation. Just there.
I don't think it's like a balance scales.
I think it is. So why do I have those is very important. And there's
is
a
it
story
because you're
it.
an anti-Semite?
No, that I don't own these for that reason.
So there's another reason you're anti-Semite.
Yeah, the second I said that, I went, oh, this is going to look bad. So I own these because of my brother, and I own these because of a stupid game we had. I was in an Oxfam bookshop in the city of Bath. I was looking for a book for a friend for Christmas, and I found a first edition of Orlando. The shop didn't know what they had, and I bought it for £25. I know afterwards it didn't have the dust jacket on. I know, Mikey. Thank God.
That's good.
But if it had the dust jacket on it, it would have been worth close to 1,500 quid.
Yeah.
So it was worth about 500 or so, but I guess it was nice. And while I was there, I found, what's this book? And and I've been looking for a Christmas present for my brother. Me and my brother have a weird sense of humor, and I found a copy of Mein Kampf, and I was like, boom, he's getting that. It's an old copy. When was it printed? 1942 in Watford. Now that makes no sense. No, it doesn't. How does that make sense? In the middle of the war, so Watford is going to start publishing copies. Dumb. I bought it for him because it was hilarious. So my brother, I also got him the same Christmas. I got him a framed photo of Hitler with Sharpie written on it. To Jamie, lots of love, your bosom pal A. Now I got him that for this reason. Either he has to put it up when I go round to show that he's like out of like respect, or he has to hide it, and then in the future, when he's like old and decrepit, a family member will find it and be really confused. That was my logic there.
Plan it. I don't.
Yeah, he could do, and I think what he's actually done, we'll come to. So that Christmas, in response on my next birthday, he got me the hip flask with an innocuous quote on it, which says, "One who wins without problem is just victory. One who wins with lots of troubles, that is history." And it's attributed to A.H. And I went, oh, that's a good quote. A.H. Oh.
No.
So then I got him another book and another, like, written in the front, see Jamie, lots of love, your bosom pal. I think I wrote Rudolf Hess. And then for Christmas, this is glued together. His wife, that she ran a market stall, like a nerd market stall, an indoor market, and she spent weeks cutting out the lining to make that work, and she kept having to hide it underneath the pillows that she was also making. Then I went too far.
Oh no!
So I was going to get my brother a shower curtain with Mussolini and Hitler shaking hands, but you can do like drawing them together, 1936, drawing them apart, 1944, 36, 44, 36, 44. History joke. He's a history student.
How are you going to procure such an item?
Oh, trust me, they are available online. If it exists, it's on Etsy. But no, what I did instead was I got him. Now I asked my parents if I'd gone too far, and my dad went no, so it's their fault. I got him a genuine SS Death's Head ring for £18 off eBay, and it is genuine because I checked and all the numbers on it matched up. I've never, and this is why the game stopped for a while. Genuine, like because it felt evil.
Yes.
It had a.
Yeah, you can sort of see why you arrived at that conclusion.
Yeah, no, it had the skull on. It had a guy's name carved on the inside, a surname on the inside, and 44. Now that
H just put in the chat. H just put in the chat. This is peak Unwin.
Yeah. So that ring, I bought that ring from Poland, and I was trying to work out where that was from, and it's from the 3rd Tank Battalion, who were bastards. Because as opposed to the rest of them.
Wait, but aren't they that? No, I'm not going to say.
Yes, they are. They're not those ones. Not the ones you're thinking of. They're the ones who did it in Russia.
Did what?
War crime.
Don't ask that question.
Lots of things that are kind of like genocide.
No, just war crimes. Just
putting
war
people
crimes
in a barn
is
and setting fire to it.
I haven't wanted to ever say.
Do I need to Google some stuff like
that?
No,
don't.
Oh.
So so at that Christmas I got this, which is my 1935 copy of Mein Kampf, which I've never read, and I only opened it the other day to show you guys what I had. And then his wife said, "Okay, this stops now."
Yeah.
No, this is not allowed anymore because they went on holiday, and my brother put the ring on the shelf in their room.
The shelf.
Why?
Because it was wrapped up. It was in a ring box. His plan was my plan was to get him a lead box that he could bury it in. But before that happened, he had it on his shelf in a ring box so that away from anything. And when they came back off holiday, the ring was in the middle of their bed.
Is that true?
That's true. That is true.
Is that actually true though?
Yep, that is actually true. It's probably from they had pets. It probably was one of them, but that's creepy as fuck. Imagine coming back from holiday. What a lovely time, darling. I
need a new hobby.
So we got told we weren't allowed to do that.
I'm missing the snoop.
Quite right.
This was the last thing I received, which is a wooden stick grenade.
You thought that mask was cursed?
It's actually from World War I, so it doesn't really count. Yes, and then my brother's 30th birthday came around, and I was like, right, I'm going to get around this. So I got my brother World War I and Imperial Germany medals, which are fine, because no war crimes. And as punishment for that, he got me Rommel's biography. Rommel's writing about how to use tanks. But yeah, this is the weirdest book I've ever seen. And I also own the book How to Avoid Large Ships, and this is weirder.
When it says collectible spoons, like
yes,
if that's Eva Braun's spoon, surely there's only one. Like, how many spoons did she have? That's her iced teaspoon. Long handled EB butterfly monogram, very plain symmetrical design with a single line engraved. Marker EAKey block initial 90-1 1/4 on the reverse. What does any of that mean? Was it called monogram spoons?
Yes.
What are the uncollectible spoons?
Well, I'll tell you what's not one of them. It's not Hitler's alpaca spoon.
Okay, let's all stop. A spoon for devouring an alpaca?
Yeah,
a spoon made of an alpaca? A spoon shaped like an alpaca?
Well, no, it's got a mark of an elephant over the word alpaca, so I don't know. I've never looked at this book in detail, to be honest, because why the fuck would I?
Steph's face. Steph's face.
I thought me and my brother were mean when we sent each other horrible cards on birthdays and posted nasty stuff about each other on Facebook. This is a whole new level.
So
we used to just do things like sending a card that says "Happy Birthday, Grandad" on it or whatever.
Yeah. That was rather than that. But like
Beamsy's put an option of the alpaca spooners. It's for actually stirring the alpaca, which I think is preferable. It's a very there's also a butter knife. That's nice. Oh, and the special Wellner mystery, which is my favourite lost Sherlock Holmes story. So yeah, this is my show and tell, but it required a lot of
Wow.
context.
Wow.
Um,
I don't know who I'm impressed by more. You, your brother, your dad for going, this isn't going too far when it plainly
It's yeah. So I had a backup present for my brother that Christmas. I had 2 backup presents actually, and it was my mum and dad who went, "Yeah, it's fine. Go on, do it. So
They don't have to keep the things in their home. That's why.
well, I believe it's still there's I believe it's still in their house, but it's in a lead line box somewhere locked up. Which again will mean that one day a relative will go through their possessions and go, "Oh, what's in this box?" They've locked it very securely. Clearly, this is the possessions they worship most. Click. He was a bit of a wrong one, wasn't he? Yeah, he was. And we found that framed photo.
When I've cleared out relatives' houses before, all I've found is like some shoes, perhaps a magazine subscription.
But you've never found Rudolf Hess's personalized spoons.
I really haven't.
Would you like to?
I'm almost upset.
It's also the fact that someone has taken the time to write a book about the collectible spoons of the Third Reich.
There's 218
Yeah.
pages in here. I believe
218.
I believe that of that. Let me go here. 200. So 200 spoons.
That's too many.
Look,
What?
Steph, behind you, there's a lot of comic books. That's a collection, right?
Yeah.
You could argue I've got a lot of books behind me. That's a collection. I've got a lot
Yeah,
of
but
films.
none of them are about like genocide and war.
I couldn't say that about my books because I've got a book about the Korean War atrocities down here somewhere.
I think the worst I've got is 50 Shades of Grey, and that's more for grammatical errors than like anything else.
It's just not a good book.
It's
It's
not.
rich coming from me, having read this. I haven't read it.
Yeah, I was going to say you only. Yeah, wow, Adam, wow.
Yeah.
Oh no! At the end, there's a dedication at the end. Thank you, first of all. Thank you for buying this book. I didn't, and especially for getting to the end. I didn't. As you may know, this is my 3rd and last book,
Oh shit! This is. Oh no.
and it is time to thank my beloved wife Goethe for her wonderful assistance to this book and her saintly patience.
Oh, it's time now at the end of the 3rd book. Where was this thank you on the 1st book? Goethe's really gone through it.
Written about, it's an American man. Apparently, he's a U.S. Army veteran and engineer with a degree in psychology.
This man was married.
I've not been.
What?
And so, like, this is the problem. You find out that these people are married, and then you go, maybe there is something wrong with me.
What did he will with? What was his own?
No, because there's something wrong with the people who marry them as well. So
She must have really liked spoons.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Beamsy's put in, hang on, there's a butter knife in your book about spoons. I'm not sure if there's a photo of it. There's definitely information about butter knife. Do you know what, Beamsy? We'll arrange a call and go through one by one.
I'm sure he'll love that.
Right. Are you done, Adam?
I was done a long time ago.
Adam Unwin, ladies and gentlemen.
Well done. Well done. Well done.
My volume's all over the place tonight. I'm really struggling. Right, up next, Steph Loftus.
Yay!
I mean, I feel like less of a weirdo now, I'll be honest.
You say
No,
that.
it's still weird stuff.
I think you're safe.
So,
It is a bit weird, Steph.
I don't think it's weird stuff.
Weird.
Like, so I really struggled when we went, we've all got to bring something and like present it, because I was like, I don't have anything interesting. So I stood in front of my cabinet tonight and then went, holy crap, I've got a lot of teapots. Let's just...
Can we properly recreate that moment, please? Just,
Ready with the
open this
clipping, John. Get ready with the
Well, no,
clipping.
because my cabinet is very posh, and it's like glass. So I put like all like little knickknacks. Like I collect like random little bits. So I collect snow globes from like places I've been to, and I normally have a fridge magnet from a musical that I see, and like random stuff like that. All places I go to, like little shot glasses from all the Hard Rock cafes that I go to, because I've got to think about going to all those as well. And then like I also noticed that I've got quite a lot of teapots, people.
What if somebody wrote a musical about anthropomorphized Greek magnets? Oh my god!
I'd be into it.
And then you get one, and then that will be too Inception for anyone. Oh,
The merch section.
brilliant.
So, what I thought I'd do is I'd just go through my teapot collection with you, because I've got nothing else.
That
to
sounds
do
a little
on
bit right-wing.
Tuesday
I mean,
night.
to be fair, it's the reason I came up with the idea for this show. It was just a way
Well,
of discovering.
It's not Nazi paraphernalia, so it can't get much. Like, it can't get much.
World War One, Steph.
Oh well, that makes all the
Pre-war.
difference.
Sounds like every nan I've ever written, Steph. To be honest.
Honestly, like, what you need to
Every nan
realise.
is obsessed by Nazi paraphernalia.
No,
What you need-
teapots.
What you need to
Say that.
realise is I'm actually 83. I just have a really good skin routine.
You say that, what she's going to do is take the lid off one of those teapots, and inside the lid will be
Is my soul.
will be a painting of the ISIS flag.
You know.
No,
How
we're
is-
good.
How is that somehow worse than everything I've got here?
I thought you were going to suggest I got a Dorian Gray picture going
That's
on in
what I
one of
thought
them.
you were
Yeah. No, I am
No.
a little old lady. I like Werther's Originals and Midsummer Murders. Like, this is who I am as a person.
That's pretty
ITV3.
I-
Is ITV3 in your favourites?
A bit of ITV3. Like, you don't understand. Like, Murder She Wrote, Diagnosis Murder, Midsummer Murders. Like, I'm not saying I could get away with it. I'm pretty sure I could get away with it. Like,
Yeah.
so what I
No.
thought I'd do.
No one expects the weirdo with the teapots.
No one expects the teapot collector. That's what I'm saying.
Although, all I'm saying is someone count how many teapots she's got, because if one goes missing, that's the weapon. That's what would happen on the show. That's what it would be.
Or the motive, because it could be someone
She
stole it.
took my lovely square teapot
He
with the
took
hat on
my
that looked like
teapot.
a thatched cottage.
Oh,
Yeah.
you say the one with the hat on. We'll get to it. Right, okay, so we'll
One of them's
start
got a
off.
hat. I'm already excited for the hat.
What's going on?
Please do that one. Do that one last. Do that one last. It's
I'm so
drama.
excited to talk about my teapots. You don't understand.
Right, I fucking love teapots as well, so I'm really excited. Okay,
Okay.
come.
To the point where, when I had to ring my mum just before we started, she went, "So what are you doing on the podcast?" And I went, "I'm talking about my teapots." And she went, "Oh, God." So, yeah. So, these are my Doctor Who teapots.
Nice.
One for use, one for ornamental purposes. You know,
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Couldn't-
and
couldn't
I've got
use
it.
a smell anyway.
And I've got to use it the right. That one drips like an absolute bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
but what I will say is my mum is making me a tea cozy for this one. She's knitting me a tea cozy.
Is it in
Yeah.
Tom Baker's Scarves colours?
It's not. It's a TARDIS, and I'm
That-
not like
Yeah.
she's proper
Steph,
going for it.
Steph, hope this story doesn't get tedious.
Oh
Mummy.
no! Oh
He's
no!
going to
Did you
make
see him?
himself laugh again. He's
Did
going
you
to make
see him?
himself
He
laugh.
went for the drink like you have to do like a good answer on University Challenge. Like
Yeah, take a little sip of the drink.
Like
Yeah.
it was a good joke, but don't make fun of my teapot. So,
But let's stay on topic because it's very important.
okay, I won this one on a raffle, and does it
Is
say?
that a
It
My
does
Little
say.
Pony?
It does say believe in magic, and like I remember winning this, and the number came out, and she went, "Oh, you've won the teapot," and I was like, "Excuse me, I've won the teapot," and the boy was like, "Okay."
I think you'll find I won the teapot.
Oh my god.
There's a £500 flat screen LED TV, but I've won the teapot. So yeah, so I really like that teapot. It's a unicorn. And does it pour out? 'Cause I've never. Oh, it pours out of its mouth. I would have been more impressed if it poured out the horn.
The horn.
It's gonna be kind of go.
Yeah, so it's actually, if I was to use it, it just looks like the unicorn's
I
throwing up.
hope you have a refreshing time.
Oh,
Oh,
what if you put glittery tea in it?
you'd get that wouldn't no, it'd be gritty.
Yeah, but like edible glitter.
Yeah.
Edible
I know.
Edible glitter, and then it would would.
Edible
And then
glitter.
it'd look like it was puking glittery tea. Oh my god. Right, okay, so.
Well, that's Loftusbury sorted, isn't it?
Yes.
Also,
So-
for
As long as we
Loftusbury,
can drink
use
it
that
through these.
to like serve glitter gin through. Oh my god!
And, but we need to drink it with these though.
Yes! Oh,
I'm so proud of everything that's happening right now. I can see her making plans. I can see you making plans and also going, which teapot next?
I am a little
Because I don't
right, okay.
think what I'll do is I'll just sit in the middle of you all, just going.
I 100% heard you say shit then.
In the middle of mine. Right, so I am a little bit of a fan of Beauty and the Beast. My living room is themed like Beauty and the Beast, so it was only acceptable for me to buy a teapot that says "Be our guest."
Does it come
Tired as
alive?
old this time.
In my
Does it
head.
Off to bed with you now, Chip.
Oh god. My
really might
gaze.
just-
I'm so tired.
That's fine. I also really like Alice in Wonderland, so I have a whole tea set that's like drink me, and
That's
then
so
the milk
cool.
jug that says pour me, and it's really cool.
Oh my god, that's really pretty.
Pat, going back to last week, is that
Yeah.
not giving it anthropomorphic quality?
Yes.
No, because you're not drinking the teapot.
It'd be weird if
You're
you
drinking its blood.
It's when the thing is written on the thing that's like, pop
So
me
like-
in the fridge.
the biscuit says eat me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Surely
but
that's the biscuit.
that's not the biscuit talking. That's like
How
the
do you know?
magical beings have left the clue there to tell you what to do. It's not the biscuit going, "Hi, I'm a biscuit. Please eat me."
But then you're drinking it inside, so therefore drinking it so to a degree.
But it's not the drink speaking. It's somebody has left a message there to say to drink it. It's not the drink saying.
I feel like
I'm
Steph's a bit
delicious.
annoyed because
And let's
we've
face
got-
it, me and Hannah have been on Tinder long enough to know about what we should and shouldn't be drinking. So
We know
Um,
exactly.
Yeah.
right, next
Kool-Aid.
I'm going to divide the room a little bit.
Oh shit!
This one is from Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Why?
I went to the live show
I asked the question again.
And you bought a teapot.
and I bought a teapot and it
Hold
said,
on.
"Do you want a cup of tea, love?"
Hold on.
And
They had teapots on their merch store.
tea towels.
Look at the audience for that show and
that's
tell me
true.
that is not a good idea.
Yeah,
It's a good idea.
It's all
You
like
really
long
are.
women and me.
You really
Like-
are an 85-year-old woman.
Really
But
am.
I'm more confused about the fact I had enough content for an interval.
I have never met anyone who likes Mrs. Brown's Boys.
I love it.
Well, that's one.
This is like a new door
Yeah,
open
you
for
know
me. I
what?
have so many questions for you. I've always
know-
wondered about why people watch it. And like,
Ask all of them. It's like Nickelback. It's socially acceptable to hate Nickelback, but actually, do you hate them or are you just hating them because you're being told to? And I think Mrs. Brown's Boys is in the same category. It's socially acceptable to shit on Mrs. Brown's Boys, but
just
I
not
like
funny.
it.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I
a
was
fan
going
of
to
it.
say it's not funny.
I mean,
But-
I find it really funny, and I like the fact that they're all related in some way.
If you're a bloke, going to Nickelback, if you're a bloke who likes Nickelback, I'd recommend that another thing you should listen to is women when they say no.
Well, that's killed the room.
I just
Well, it was
enjoyed.
Literally,
I just enjoyed Dave's face then.
literally just watch the viewers go.
I have never been a fan of Nickelback either, but that's because I grew up liking good music.
Mrs. Brown's Boys, I think, is fine.
I've never watched it.
My
It's-
mum
it's a
likes
solid-
it.
Solid four. It got voted the best sitcom of all time
Really?
That I
I
have.
mean, that's going too far.
by the
but,
same
like,
people who voted like "Angel" by Robbie Williams as the best single of all time.
To be fair, John Otway is the 8th best vocalist on the planet, according to one of these polls, with his song
Yeah.
"Beware of the Flowers," because I'm sure they're going to get you. Yeah. He's
Mrs.
more.
Boys is just easy. It's easy to watch. It's something that you can watch and just go, nah, that's funny. Like, and
I
it's
see
just
the
one of that. Like, it's stupid humour, and I quite like stupid humour.
Just watch Bot.
Well, like, yeah, like I haven't seen Bottom, but it's on my list. So
More teapots. More teapots.
yes, we'll go this one next. You asked for a teapot with a hat.
Yes, I did. Very much so, yes.
It's a Toby Jug teapot.
Bring it closer. I need more detail.
That looks equally as cursed as Hannah's witch.
So I took my mum out to Bobbington Airport because they've got a little like vintage like little shopping place, and I was literally just bored and went, "Mum, let's go out." And saw this teapot and had an actual meltdown and was like, oh, "I don't care how much it costs!" Like I went like demonic level of aggression towards this teapot.
Was Arnold Schwarzenegger there too? Or...
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
He tried to buy the teapot. I beat him to a pulp.
I'm imagining you running towards
it. Taking the impression.
It was in. I remember it was in because I bought a really nice vase as well that day, and some Winnie the Pooh prints. But like I remember seeing this teapot. It was in a glass cabinet, and I was literally like breathing on the glass, going, "I need it." And my mum was like, "Okay, we'll ask the man." And I was like, "You go. I'm guarding the teapot." My mum, bless her heart, was like, okay then, and like just walked slowly away and brought a man back who found me death staring this old woman because she'd looked at the teapot, and I'm not afraid to punch a woman to get a teapot. Let's just put it out there. I don't care how old you are, that's my teapot. I saw it first.
Can you click that, please, John?
That, please.
Yeah, like it was my teapot. I saw it first. I called dibs. I stood guard. I'll fight you for it. Like that's how it works. Yeah. And so now it's mine.
I'm here for this energy. I'm all
You
about
can't
it.
see it,
I'm
but I'm
very much
stroking
there
it.
for that.
Steph, how much? If this isn't a rude question, and it is, how much have you spent on teapots?
Less than I should have done, and I will explain that with my next teapot.
Because I stole all of them.
No, just this one.
Okay.
Where from?
So remember the story about me going to the rugby and I got
Yes!
so drunk we can't remember and then we went to the pub and we put the teapot and the salt and pepper shaker and the condiments holder in somebody's handbag and then just let them walk out with it, and then we stole all the stuff back off them when we were on the train.
It's a famous
Oh my
teapot.
god.
It's a famous teapot. And
It's a really nice one though.
it's really nice. It's like tea for one. For one criminal. And it lived in my mum's cupboard for like years, and then I moved out and my mum was like, well, I suppose you better have this back because I'm not harbouring your criminal activity anymore. And I was like, thanks, Mum! So yeah, so that's all of my teapots.
That's wonderful.
Nice.
Steph Loftus, ladies and gentlemen.
So now you know what to get me as gifts.
Teapots.
Yeah. I
Just
mean, you have
unusual
doomed yourself. You're at Christmas and like birthdays. So we're gonna go. What should we get for Steph? We know what we're getting Adam. What should we get for Steph?
Unusual teapots.
I might get you a cafetiere just to piss you off.
Let's Google unusual teapots on Amazon.
Steph, how would you feel if you got a duplicate teapot?
I mean, I could use them as bookends.
Oh.
Not a glass teapot. No one wants that. Novelty teapot.
Novelty.
Well,
Right.
that's
Tea.
I thought I'd fix
Novelty.
my sound. I haven't.
Oh
no.
But
Steph,
that
there's
was
so
Steph.
many you're gonna get.
Come on.
Teapot love.
It's not doing it now, but it'll probably do it in a bit. Anyway, Mikey, what have you got for us?
Right. So, in hindsight, not much of a story, but I'm praying for tangents.
Can you clip that, please, Jonty? Not much of a story, but I'm praying for tangents.
This is a baked bean tin with my name written on it.
Oh,
It's actually so.
Wait.
He's not going to be able to get through this. He's not going to be able to get through it. You can tell. Just he hasn't even started.
It was Freshers Week of University.
oh God! I thought you were going to say like I was 7 years old.
It was 10 years ago over there. I can't do this.
Yeah, you can. You just really need a 10-minute break in between each sentence.
You got it.
And I sort of feel like my dad has had a bit of a rough ride with this podcast. I'm worried I've sort of made him out to be a bit apathetic about a lot of things. This podcast included, actually. But this story is sort of like absolutely not painting that image. So when I moved into halls at university, like it was my first night, and my official sort of care package wasn't in place until the following morning. So what we decided to do was, mum and dad would be there for the first night, just sort of do the access stuff. You know what it's like when you first go to university. It's like, I was like, I think I might just sort of stay in tonight and get myself acclimatised. And mum and dad were like, no, you can't. We're not letting you. Like, you've got to go out. I was like, but I know no one. I'm in a strange city. Like, so you're gonna just do it. See what happens. So I did. Went out to one of these like sticky floors, like SU clubs. Danced to a rave version of Little Lion Man by Mumford and Sons.
Yeah.
In the past,
you've got your GCSE dance, Mike. You was.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And in the past couple of weeks, they've not aged greatly, as Adam could probably testify. Because it turns out their banjo player, bit of a wrong un.
Yeah. Bit of a fascist.
That's it.
Who saw that coming?
Hang on. Come back a bit. As Adam could tell you.
You know how to spot a fascist.
Yeah, you read their tweets.
Adam, you've probably got a fucking book on it.
No, but if they have spoons, they'll be in here.
Page 95, Mumford and Sons
Maybe-
bass player.
Maybe he plays the spoons as well as banjo.
Page 95.
So I went out, had a lovely night, met a lot of people, and the plan was that I'd be, back for sort of 1:30-ish, like, go to bed, and it's cool, and then mum and dad will leave, and it's I start off, new beginning, and so had a lovely night. Came back, and my dad is lying on the bed with felt tips in front of him, and he goes, I made you a pencil holder. This is the story.
And we all laughed.
It's a baked bean tin, and it's got like some weird face on it that I don't know if you could see.
Yeah.
I could quiz him about it if you like. Dad, what's the face you drew? Can you...
It was you.
Oh, is it? It's me apparently.
And you do look like that.
I don't really understand the chick. But, for the benefit of the podcast, you just look back and do some weird impression of me when I'm smiling that I don't quite understand. whether it's accurate or not. But, this is sort of not moved for a while, and it's 10 years old. A bit scared to touch it because I don't know what I've called. It's sort of.
You don't know what you've cured either, Mike. You could have had the Rona, and then you've picked that up and you've cured.
Yeah. So, like I say, not much of a story, but
Oh, but it's adorable.
It's great. Look at Steph's face.
There was another possibility that I've got brown envelope that are basically just all sort of theatre tickets, cinema things, old programs, and I had family were like, why don't you do that? I was like, yeah, but that's an envelope full of shit that I'll never be able to handle. And can you imagine just a disabled man getting confused by envelopes?
Whereas a sharpened tin, what can possibly go wrong?
Do you know? I never thought.
Was he trying to kill you off, Mike? Was he
Watch a man get tetanus live on Twitch.
Mike, what used to be in the tin? What was its original purpose? In fact, can we guess? Can we guess?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go because you was at uni with baked beans. I'm gonna go with baked beans.
I told you, not much narrative to this story. No. Just
Oh, it's so cute though. He stayed up really late colouring it in for you.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Cute.
I want one now.
Yeah.
I want
So
with
Mike,
my name on it.
Mike, I've got a challenge for you.
Get your dad to do us all a team.
Yeah.
Oh!
How many beans can you eat between now and next week?
Steph,
I've already-
brilliant idea.
I've already told you. I think it's we're a cult. I can't imagine.
We're like, can we all have a tin, please, Mr. Southern?
And then,
Dad, we all need matching tins, but I can't tell you why.
yeah, and then we can all drink out of our tins with our straws.
Oh my god.
The only thing that annoys me about this though is that there's no apostrophe, whereas
that's because it's for use of anyone called Mike can use it.
Yeah,
Multiple Mike.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you don't own it, Mike. That's your dad's. he's merely lending it you. That's all he's doing. Mikey Southern, ladies and gentlemen.
Yay!
If we're doing, if we're gonna have to drink out of the little tins with the straws, we have to do it with the tiny hands as well.
Oh no, my tiny hands are over there. I can't reach them.
Mike, you've got to get on this. You've got to sweet talk your dad. We all need a tin.
I'll have to.
Hannah, will you do the honours, please?
The Associate Artist of the Arena Theatre Wolverhampton, Dave Pitt, ladies and gentlemen.
Pete.
Dave Pitt.
This is mine. It's paper.
What's on the paper, Dave? Oh shit!
What?
Why is he aiming at you?
Does that go with my book of infantry attack?
Right, can I just say, there's quite a few bullet holes in the centre. Thank you very much.
You've actually done pretty well there.
That's not so good. That's
That's an outlier. But you're
that one. Can I just point out
Yeah.
that one and that one was from the staples in the board, right?
Yeah, whatever. I'm not believing that for 1 second.
I can only assume you were in America.
Is that a shot dead eye in a guy's forehead?
Right. You'd assume, because I went to Seattle, that this was done in America. But if I show you that at the bottom...
Slovakia.
Slovakia, yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
So, I went this was the very, very first time I fired guns. I say the very first time. This is
Like,
the
there's been a
only
lot of
time
times.
I fired
Okay.
guns.
Right.
The very first time, and you got one in the forehead.
Yeah, well, Darwin.
What
You
sort?
know
I think
what I mean?
there's questions. There are questions you have to answer.
Yeah.
What sort of gun? Because if it was
Yeah.
if it was a machine gun, you're like, "Nah!"
Yeah,
Getting
Okay.
one in the forehead is not great.
There were 3 guns. I can't remember the first one. It was a small handgun. Then there was a Glock, which was another small handgun. And then, on single fire, was an AK-47.
Fuck.
Right?
What?
On single
Hands
fire.
up, who's
So-
not making fun of Dave anymore?
Is that what you got all of those shots with an AK?
Well, no. I mean, you know, across the 3 guns,
Yeah.
those are
You
my,
got one in the
those are my
forehead.
shots. Yeah, I mean, you know, I got him there in the nose. But I mean, you know, that's
That's gonna work.
You gave
what
him a
you-
nose piercing and a belly button piercing. I can
You're looking
see.
you're looking for your clusters, aren't you? And all your clusters are in the right place.
yeah, exactly. I was quite impressed with that.
Well,
First
impressive.
time firing guns. Who's fired guns?
Yeah.
Right. For those that haven't, and people watching who haven't, the
What do you
thing.
mean for those that haven't? Can you imagine me?
I can.
Don't even bother posing that question. even just thinking about it, I'm feeling slightly wobbly.
The thing that I was not prepared for was the sheer noise, the
Yeah.
volume of it, to the point where it was really loud, and then I kind of go, "Oh, hang on, I'm wearing ear defenders."
Yeah. Yeah.
So I kind of lifted my ear defenders up and put my fingers over my ears and slowly lifted my fingers away from my ears, just to try and get the. And it was like, oh my God. I know
Yeah.
someone who is in the first Gulf War and he's now deaf.
Yeah.
I get it. I absolutely get it because the noise and also the other thing I just was not prepared for was the percussive blast.
Yeah.
They deliberately
Yeah.
started you with this small handgun, then they went to this Glock, and then the AK, and the AK in particular. You felt
Yeah.
the air pressure move as you fired it. It was like,
Was there did you get quite a lot of kickback off it? Like, did you have to
I've got to be honest, because that's what I was worried about. Was I was expecting kind of like,
yeah.
and you do get a kick, obviously, but not like that.
Not like a shotgun, yeah.
Yeah, but it was just the volume and the percussive blast. But yeah, it was in Bratislava. We went on a stag weekend.
Oh my God.
So when I went to America, I didn't really have time to do it when I was in the States. But also, I'm staying with like loads of theatre-y types. They're all lefties. And I just
Seattle's
thought
not
that-
much of a gun
you know what I
place as
mean?
well,
If I went to
yeah.
Texas,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, if you're in the South.
But I wouldn't have, not that I wanted to anyway, but I wouldn't have felt comfortable with those people going, "Can someone take me to a gun range?"
I want to fire a gun. That's what you people love, isn't it? Guns. You love them.
And also,
This image of you drunk in a bar, like, I just want to fire a gun.
Lovely
all I wanna
Jodie
do.
Paul. I just want to fire a gun, Jodie. I just want to fire a
By all
gun.
doubt, of the
Shouting
pinky,
aggressively
fucking
into
blind.
their face.
but yeah, we
Don't
went on this.
understand, Dowdy. I just want to fire a gun.
You don't understand. I want to feel powerful, like when you fire a gun. Jodie.
When had
You ever taken a life, Jodie? You ever taken a life?
Do you ever think a lot go out of somebody's eyes? Jodie.
Jodie.
Shall I go?
So Dave.
Shall I go?
We just feel like
When Hannah does that voice, I can only think of Mrs. Overall.
Honestly, spot the improv actors.
Would you like a macaroon, Dave?
The thing is as well, Kerry, not Jodie, Kerry, was saying about how, because she's British, for those that don't know, she was saying how, not the Seattle types, but that attitude in America of guns is very strange. It's something we don't quite understand. And they are, some parts of America, as we know, are a bit fanatical about it. So yeah, I just felt that it was a bit maybe not there. Well, a lot of things I just didn't. Yeah, but we went to Bratislava on this stag weekend, and one of the guys.
And you were like, "Fuck it, give me an AK, I'm in."
Yeah, one of the guys organised it for the entire stag party, so there was like 19 of us, I think.
All right, guys. Look, I know that we all don't want to really touch a gun, but Dave's been chatting about nothing since then. So I've set it up. It's for all of us, all right? It's for all of us. But it's one gun each. Just give your guns to Dave. You can have 3. It's fine. It's not a problem. And then we'll go for a drink.
Just gotta get through it, and we can get to the pub. All right. Yeah.
We were staying in the centre of Bratislava, which is only like 3 streets anyway, and they picked us up in a coach and drove us into deepest, darkest Slovakia.
Well, they've just got a load of AK-47s hanging around. I was just like,
you know what I mean? It was.
Why am I imagining it being, the film Defiance with Daniel Craig?
Yes.
I haven't seen it.
Survives in the forest.
Yes, it's that kind of feeling as you're driving there as well. It feels.
Oh my God!
That that kind of Eastern European. It's got a feel to it, hasn't it? And it very much had that. And what I worked out after was we were the first party of several that day. So they literally have a coach that drives into the centre of Bratislava, picks up a load of people on a stag weekend, drives them out to the gun range, they fire guns, drive back, and then
hands them a Kalashnikov.
Yeah, right. And the driver is like, the driver's hardcore Slovakian, so he's not speaking English. So there's a young, very attractive woman who's like the guide, the one who's like organised. And there was a point where I nearly apologised to her, not for Usla, we were very nice, but I thought she must have so much hassle.
Yeah.
Because that's her job, is just ferrying stag parties to a fucking rifle range. Must be awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kind of dumped us at this rifle range, and then the coach went. And you're like, God, I'm going to end up in hostel. But,
oh my God.
But then they came out and they showed us how to hold the guns, showed us how to shoot them. There wasn't enough air defenders to go round. So there was like 4 of the lads going, oh.
Oh my God.
But it was great, and I thoroughly recommend people give it a go if you've never fired a gun.
It's on my bucket list.
We can compare targets now. I keep meaning to try and get a frame for this, but I keep meaning to try and get a frame for quite a few things. But I was quite impressed for the very first time firing a gun.
That's good.
My first time was Clay's, and that was fun.
I mean, to be fair, the target was only 5 yards away, but still.
It's like the barrel is touching it.
Yeah.
Boom! Ah, close. Yeah.
I remember you going on that trip, Dave, and the only reason I remember it is because at the time, I think it was a poetry event we were at. Me and Steve sort of, I think we were sort of saying like Bratislava, the Bratislava and Palava is a great sort of way to get into a poem. So over 15 minutes, Steve and I sort of roughly, well, it's more Steve, so worked out a poem called Bratislava Palava. And it's basically any word we could think of that ended in the suffix lava.
So, Bratislava Baklava.
The Bratislava Palava sounds like one of those when you're
Baklava.
reading Sherlock Holmes and they mention other mysteries that aren't. It's like,
Like-
don't you remember Watson like the Bratislava Palava or
You
whatever?
know,
you call
like the Cormorant, the lighthouse, and the politician.
Yeah.
Politician,
that-
lighthouse, and train Cormorant. Yeah.
it.
But Bratislava's beautiful. If you ever get a chance to go there, you should definitely go. But it is full of stags. There's loads of stag and hen parties going on.
I love deer.
Um,
I was
The
to
reason-
make that joke.
the reason we went there is the best man went on Google and typed in where is the cheapest place you can get a pint in Europe.
Yes.
Wow.
That's how you plan it.
See, this is where you miss out when you're assigned female at birth because fucking hen parties are not that fun.
And they're expensive.
And
And they're
yeah,
shit.
and you don't get to
Although-
fire a gun.
Hang on.
When we have our joint hen party, Hannah, because we're marrying
yeah.
each other, we're just going shooting shit.
Yes, can we?
My brother's one. We went
Ah.
fucking shooting, then kayaking, then had a big fuck off curry, and then did like a bar tour of Leamington Spa.
I'm not sure about the Leamington Spa portion of that, but
I don't want to do kayaking either. I've done that before. I fell
yeah,
out.
I don't like getting wet.
Oh,
But
I love
like-
kayaking.
But
I've, had-
yeah, I want to shoot a gun.
I've only ever been to one
I
stag
drink
do.
fine.
Go to a gun range, Hannah. That just
Yeah.
me and you. Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
We went to the Greyhounds, and
Oh, that's fun.
I saw the whole thing through a 10-inch telly screen. It was
Oh no!
no, it was great fun.
Did you get to Mon McGreen?
I did.
That has not got disabled access, has it?
You can get up
Not
like
good at
in the like restauranty place where they do all the like
Oh yeah, the fancy
put your
bit.
bed down.
Upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a
so-
good
so-
night, the dogs.
So the fancy bit, the bit where they serve you the chicken and chips. Yeah.
Oh no, that's not the fancy bit.
No, downstairs is the good bit where you sit outside.
Yeah, I'll prefer that bit, but there is
are you-
an upstairs bit which is a proper sit downy restauranty type thing.
Oh no, this was the first bit.
Yeah. It's like
You should go.
it's well worth going. It's
Yeah.
enjoyable.
I've never been.
Yeah, it's a good night.
Let's plan a group trip.
Just think of them as little horses.
Which I always do.
Which
Look at those
is
little horses, I say, as they trot past.
it's a joke from The Simpsons,
I
but
would fucking love it if that's what you are there going.
yeah.
Come
Come on, you little horse.
Come on, little horse. Come on, you tiny pony.
Carry on.
It's
So,
the
how-
little old men at the dogs who stand there and go, "Oh, that one's had a poo. It's lighter. We're going to bet on that one," and then they disappear. like it's a genuine tactic
Like
that
they're
people
gaming the
pull.
system.
It does appear to be an incredibly corrupt sport as well. Like, there seems to be proper shady people there who know exactly what's going to happen before it happens, and you're like, I'm not entirely sure this is legit.
Over nothing over there.
I feel really bad because we went for my brother's 18th birthday and my mum and dad paid, so one of the races were like named after my brother,
Oh yeah.
like as a surprise, which was really, really good. What we didn't realise until we went down to meet the winning dog was that all of our family had bet on every other dog apart from the one that won. So
Oh
like this poor woman, like she brought this greyhound down, like we're all giving it a fuss with its muzzle still on, because that dog had most definitely woken up and chosen violence, and so it was being pet, but you could see far too much of the whites of its eyes, and I was a bit like, good dog, please don't eat me. But she was like, so did anyone win any money? And we all went, yeah.
Yeah, we all bet on this dog.
Hannah, when you do eventually go, please, I'm begging you, please, can you loudly ask, so when do they grow up to be the big horses? Just
I
please.
will do that. We should go on a team trip, please.
I've never been to the dogs. I've never been to the horses either.
Oh my god, let's
Oh,
go.
it's great.
I do prefer the dogs to the horses. The horses, it's a slower day.
I want to go to the dogs. I want to
Well,
eat
I
a
thought
pie.
I thought the whole point was just to get hammered. Both of them, anyway.
Nobody goes to the races for the actual horses. Just the
Well, yeah, you say that. Every time I've gone to the horses, I've got very, very drunk.
Terribly
Apart from
drunk.
Chester, because it was that packed, you couldn't get served.
Plus, Chester's a shithole. So
Chester, I've spoken about that in the past. Don't go to
When,
Chester races.
when it's like safe and everything, can we go to the dogs and do a live episode of us losing all our money
yeah.
and eating a pie?
In fact, I like the last time I went, I actually had a really good night. I was up about 40 quid by the end of the night, to the point where the woman who worked at the cashing out desk at one point went, "You again?" I went, "Oh no!"
That's when you know you're doing well.
That's a powerful feeling.
That's powerful.
It was great.
power.
You think this is good? You should see me target.
Yeah.
You just carry the target round, just every
Right
so
round the
often.
nose.
He folds it down. It lives in his wallet. There's a photo. There's a photo of Fee, and then that.
What makes you think
So
I've got a
proud.
photo of Faye?
Could I see a photo of your kids, mate? You can't, but you can see. When I was in Bratislava, I can kill a man.
It did explain why that guy I know who was in the first Gulf War is deaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
It's loud.
did the 100-hour ground war in the first Gulf. Didn't sleep. He said they basically the Allies flew over, bombed the shit out of the Iraqis, and then he was like one of the first lot that then went through and mopped up anything that was left. And he said they did their first, when they do it the first time, and
Yeah.
his commanding officer went, "You were that good, you could do it again." And they're like, "What?" and he didn't sleep for the whole 100 hours of the ground
Oh
war.
God.
Yeah, and he proper messed him up. They didn't treat the soldiers well at all.
No.
Injecting them with all sorts of shit, and oh god, yeah, it was terrible.
Bad.
And he did make me think as well. I would not want to have been on the business end of a gun. That
No.
idea. There was a moment where there was firing, and I just had that feeling of, God, if you're at the other end of this, like I would not be able to do anything. I'd literally be sitting in a mountain of my own filth.
It does put you into shock, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because you're in so much pain.
Any on
I
that
feel like it was an interesting choice on my part to go with the
with the
go
team.
with the team.
Here we go. Mike's made himself laugh again.
There he is.
You
He's
put
off.
zero thought to anything.
It's why you're here. Why you're here.
What?
That was wonderful. Thank you, folks. That was nice.
Dave, pitch, ladies and gentlemen.
Dave Pete, ladies and
Oh, yeah.
gentlemen.
Right, I've got a confession.
I got a confession to make.
I'm a fool.
There's a week next month where I can't do it,
Oh,
which is the 20th of April. But it's also Easter the 2 weeks before then. So I'm like, do we do next week and then have a couple of weeks off? Should we
Could
do
do.
that?
yeah. Let's
Can do.
He's
Religious
next
break.
week. He's next week.
our last week before our 2-week hiatus.
Yeah, so next week is our last week before our 2-3 week hiatus. It might be 3
So-
weeks.
Next week's the 30th, yeah.
Are we making it stories then? Or
Shall we do stories then before we break
what
up?
the-
Yeah.
We'll do stories.
It's 3 weeks. It's 3
Yeah.
weeks to the 20th after
Yeah,
that.
so
then.
we'll have 3 weeks off, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't mean to alarm you, but then that does mean that the week after we come back, the week we come back, I will have had a haircut.
Ooh.
Oh my god, that's actually really exciting.
Someone's got their story lined up already then.
Oh my god, I actually got chills thinking about having a haircut.
I texted my friend today and was like, when can you get me in? She was like, 21st of April, Bab. I was
It'll,
like, I will
it'll
be there.
also be the last week of the World Snooker Championships.
Yay!
Anyone?
Hooray! I got you back, Mike. I got you back.
So yeah, join us next week, same time, same back channel, and we'll tell stories. And then we're
Yes.
going to have 3 weeks off. So yeah, join us next week. Thank you, everyone. Sorry, my
Lovely.
sound was all fuckery earlier.
You say that, we've heard every word.
Yeah, we've heard
Yeah,
you.
but I've
Yeah,
had to
we've heard
literally monitor my sound all the way through. I've literally had to be there with
Do you think
constantly.
he's building his part? Do you think that's what this is?
You're going to make yourself laugh again now, aren't you?
I love Mikey's little giggle.
Right. Say goodbye
Sorry,
to everyone.
I want to be cool.
Goodbye.
Goodbye to everyone.
Bye.